As I promised, the introduction episode, Alex here. Bear with me as I get my personality on camera, because basically before I was on a radio show and I've never done anything on a camera, so this is new to me. I promise you, as I get a little more comfortable on camera, I will have more of a personality and it will be more enjoyable. So, what am I doing? I'm creating a video podcast to get people excited and enthusiastic about seeing the world, experiencing the world, and changing the world. I basically want people to start dreaming, as I've been so fortunate to have been able to this last nine-year period. And I want to get people ready to change the world. When I was in Israel, a little story just to tell you a little bit where I'm coming from. I was talking to a rabbi. He was sitting outside a bar, and I had asked him, I was like, how do you change the world? And he looked at me and he's like, you start by changing yourself. So that's what we're going to be doing. After all, it's 2019, and let's get to it. So I think we all can be better, and I want this podcast to be authentic, informative, exciting. I want to get people excited to actually go out and see the world, because most people, they want to see the world, but some of them, they just they don't know where to begin, how to start, what are the best practices to actually doing it. So that's kind of like what this podcast is going to be about. And I want this to be low editing. I don't want this to be, I don't want everything to be cut and me saying everything perfect. I want this to be a reflection of me, because I promise you I'm going to stutter, I'm going to mess up, I'm going to make big mistakes, and there are going to be awkward moments. So I want you to be there sharing that with me as I'm developing, the show, and as I had said, my personality. The title of the show is Molded, Not Made. The idea of molded, not made, it came when I was talking with a buddy. We were sitting there in his car, and we were like, I was telling him this podcast that I was doing, and he kind of captured it, I think, perfectly with the title. Molded, Not Made is kind of us. It explains us and our experiences in the world, whether they're good, bad, they're ugly. Like, they are us, and we are the molders of our destiny and the molders of of ourselves, and our experiences feed into this. So I think in the process, our roles may change. Sometimes we play smaller roles, sometimes we play larger roles. But I want you to see that you playing small does no role in this world, and I think that we need to play larger roles, especially with everything that's going on in the United States or just in the world. And I'm hoping to spread a little bit of light, and from the light that I've been able to capture traveling the world for the last 9 years. Everyone in this world, I think they have an art. Whether it be painting, sports, dance, business, you name it. Art is merely just an expression of oneself and how you express yourself to the world. For me, travel is my art. Traveling the world is my passion, and it's been something that I have been super, super, super passionate about for the last, my entire life, really. From the time that I was 8, 9 years old, going on a wrestling tournament out of the state to my most recent trip. And this show is going to talk to you about, why I love travel, how it has taught me the soft skills, intercultural, interpersonal skills, how I've learned how to cook, and what cooking has on a deeper meaning, my interactions with many different cultures, religions, good stories, what I've been able to take away from it. And I'm going to show how all my previous experiences in life have kind of fed into one another, as I've gone on identity seeking or just wanting to see a place for a specific adventure. So I want to also show how I've been able to bear witness to historical events just by putting myself out there into the world, and I've created my own personal history. A little bit about myself. Who am I? I'm Alex. I went to Lakeland Community College, got an Associate of Art. I went to Cleveland State University. I got a Bachelor in International Relations, and as of recently, I just got a master's degree in Diplomacy and Conflict Resolution from Herzliya, the IDC, in Israel. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I personally think it's the greatest city in the world. You could disagree with me, but basically, just argue with me on the show. This is going to show you my highlights. It's going to be from the highlands of Scotland to San Fernando running the bulls in Spain, all the way to the Giza pyramids in Egypt, just to name a few of my experiences. And the intent and the purpose of the show you my experiences. Let you know where I got to start. I want to talk to you and show you how I've talked to countless individuals around the world who don't have a voice being in their country. And that's the greatest thing about being an American, is you have a voice, you can use it. If you see something that's broken, you can fix it just by voicing your opinion. And that's the greatest thing, the freedom of expression and freedom of speech that we have here in this country. So I want to show you, from my first trip in Greece, the ascent outside of that cave that I'll talk about, basically to the last trip in Nepal. I'm going to show you that metaphysical and physical ascent, in the literal sense of my journey that has been this 9-year period. Recently things haven't worked out the way that I intended or maybe that I wanted, but that's okay because now I'm here, I'm talking to you, and I want to show you, that dreaming's okay. Being an American, dreaming is okay. When I was younger, I didn't know what I wanted to do. There were countless kind of things that I thought I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to be a teacher. I thought I wanted to try for the NFL, for the MLB, for an MMA fighter, an astronaut because of Neil Armstrong, or just president of the United States. Because when I was younger, that was something that I was able to do, was dream. And so I want to give you that ability. Even though I've lost sight of what it is that I want to do, that doesn't mean that I can't encourage you to take the first step to go out and see the world or just start dreaming. So I'm going to try using this imagery and this nature to really express and capture what it is, that effect that I'm looking for to give you the best experience on the show. The show is going to be an evolution, the show structure, an evolution of my travel, my journey. It's going to be 10 to 20 minutes long. It's going to explain my best practices to traveling cheaply, staying in hostels, and I promise you, hostels are not dangerous. Ask anyone who's ever been in a hostel, they're going to tell you very, very, very fun experiences that they've had. And I'm just going to highlight my favorable moments, how I was able to learn how to cook, cooking with multiple cultures and cooking with multiple, people of different ethnicity, different race. I'm going to show you how I've learned about school systems around the world, more about political, historical situations from being in the midst of, planned riots or protests or just asking questions being in these countries. So essentially it's going to be an evolution of my travel, as I said before, my art, an expression of myself. So thank you for those of you who took the time to listen to this. I hope you listeners or those who are watching are able to take 3 basic messages from this. Travel, take chances, and take big risks. This journey is my own self-discovery of identity, religion, politics, art, and love in this world. This is being done in hopes that you, the listener, can take something from this, can conquer a fear, heal an old wound, or just plunge in the world and discover the countless amounts of treasure that exist. I want to hear your feedback. Talk to me. After all, I think the most important thing that I've learned in my journey is that we are not separate from this world or independent of this world, but we are actually active members in the creation of it. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing back from you.